So the first example on today's work is 2 2/3 divided by 1 3/5. The very first thing we need to do is change these to improper fractions. So to find out how many thirds we have with 2 2/3, we need to take the whole number of 2 times 3 and add the 2. 2 times 3 equals 6, and 6 plus 2 equals 8. That gives us our numerator, and that tells us it's going to be 8 thirds. To see what the equivalent value of 1 3/5 would be, we need to figure out how many fifths are in 1 3/5. We do this by taking 1 times 5 equals 5. 1 is the whole number, 5 is how many parts it takes to make a whole. And then we take that 5 and add on the numerator, which is 3. So here's the numerator, 3. 5 plus 3 equals 8. And then we just take that and we move it up here to make 8 fifths. From mixed number to improper, multiply, then add the topper. From mixed number to improper, multiply, then add the topper. From mixed number to improper, multiply, then add the topper. Thank you, Allie, for the chant. Once we know what the values are as an improper fraction, we can then rewrite the division expression. Our next step is to take the 8 thirds and keep that. We're going to rewrite this as a multiplication problem, but we are going to multiply by the reciprocal. So 8 fifths, when we flip that, it becomes 5/8. And then the division sign, of course, is changed to the multiplication sign. Now we multiply straight across and we get 40 over 24. So when we divide by a common factor, we see that 40 can be divided by 8 and 24 can also be divided by 8. When we do that, we get an equivalent fraction of 5 over 3. However, at this point, if you realize you have an 8 in the numerator and 8 in the denominator, you can simply divide each of those by 8, and then you can make this 1 times 5 to automatically get our 5, and then 3 times 1 will automatically give you your 3. The reason this works is because 8 is a common factor. Therefore, we are going to end up dividing by 8 to simplify. It's just a matter of where you choose to divide your common factor. So now what we need to do is we need to make 5 thirds, which is an improper fraction. We need to make that a mixed number. This is part of the simplifying process. To do that, we want to divide 5 by 3. I can make one group. 3 times 1 is 3. And then I can subtract to find out what is left over. That is called a remainder. When you have a remainder, that is actually the numerator of your fraction. So if I have 1 with a remainder of 2, I can take this 1 and I can write it here for my whole number. The remainder of 2 goes on top as my numerator, and then my 3, which was my original denominator, stays my denominator, and I end up with 1 2/3 as my final answer. So when we go back to the original division expression, we can say that that is equal to 1 2/3, and that, my friends, is your final answer. So This is a snapshot of the problem. It is actually on the back of your work for today.